when I was nominated and came to Hollywood, I was in Japan, and the studio flew me over, and I stayed at the Beverly Hills Hotel for 2 nights, and was treated very well, and able to sit in my toweling dressing gown and on the balcony and put my feet up and be a bit lovely, and get into on the Monday when we drove to the Oscars. Someone reminded me that as I got into my stretch limousine, which was provided by the movie company, that there were 3,000 limousines going to the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion.
Concerning the Oscars, you told me a great story before about sitting at the Beverly Hills Hotel in your bathrobe and just enjoying all the hoopla before. What were some of the more surreal aspects do you remember about the ceremonies?
I remember going to the toilet, and I was standing at the urinal. Sorry to get so specific about this, and I was there dealing with my business. And I turned around, and there's Steve Martin. Hello, Steve, which was great. And then I went to shake his hand. Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't shake my hand. You know, it's so. I'm such a big fan of yours. It's marvelous, and it's very nice to meet you. All the best. And then I looked down, my suit covered in what can only be described as things that shouldn't be there. And so never. My tip to anybody at the Oscars is never meet Steve Martin in the urinal. It's a nightmare for your dry cleaners, and quite frankly, it doesn't look good in close up.
So, Kenneth, I'm just curious about movies that actors turn down. After Henry V and Dead Again, where you show the world your great American accent, did you get any kind of like bizarre movie offers, like maybe you're a commando where you rescue models stranded on an island, anything like that?
You read those scripts, didn't you? I thought no one knew about those projects. Yeah, a few bizarre, well, not so bizarre, I'm very pleased to be asked, but I think Dead Again was interesting because I think it was legitimate for me to play an American there because I was playing a German at the same time, so there was a reason for it, as it were. But I think it's got to be right, you know, and in terms of American parts, which are a great challenge to play, I'd like to play them, you know, as and when it's appropriate that I play them rather than an American, you know. So I've just followed my nose on the whole, and I've turned down a few things, but I'm not going to tell you which ones.
Okay. Do you ever find when, say you're in the States at a party and actors meet you, do you ever find people intimidated by your acting resume?
I suspect sometimes, you know, I mean, I sort of go out of my way to just let people know that, you know, I am what I am, and absolutely like them, regular, you know, individual with all the usual bag of neuroses and, you know, all the rest of it. And I don't think about it, honestly. If I don't assume anybody knows who I am necessarily. I don't mean that coyly, but just what, you know, they might not, and it just, you have a conversation with people as naturally as possible. But yeah, sometimes people say after they've known you for a bit, you know, I was so scared because, and it always surprises and amazes me because it works in exactly the opposite way. I meet American actors who I've seen on screen, and I kind of think, oh, I think you did such wonderful work in X and Y. You just don't carry around, do you know who I am? Do you know what I've done? You know, because you just get on with the next thing.
Henry V, then Much Ado About Nothing. I feel I'm getting to know Shakespeare through you. I'm just curious, has Shakespeare become easier to sell to Hollywood now after those first 2 films?
The only thing sells to Hollywood is things that'll make money. That's just, there's no sentiment attached to any of that, you know, and both made money, and, you know, at a certain kind of budget level, they're worth a punt. So they thought with this one, and particularly with this cast. So it becomes as simple as that. I think people are pleased to make them. Castle Rock have been incredibly supportive on this one. I'm very proud to have it, and with this particular cast. So I'm encouraged, but I guess Shakespeare himself would be well aware of this. His plays came off when they weren't making money, so he just wrote another one, is what he'd do, give them what they want.